Okay.
Yo, yo, it's the power hour where the bruisers eat. No finesse, no flukes, just backs that punish. Fantasy gold in the mud, let's eat. Yo, welcome to the power hour.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Football Power Hour. My name's A-Train Andy Blake. I'm also joined here with Muscles Ryan Mail. What's going on, Mus?
Not a whole lot. What's happening tonight?
Not a whole lot, man. Just watching a little bit of football here, and we got some football from last night, so pretty excited about that. And we'll discuss a little bit about what's going on in preseason. We don't want to go crazy here, but I mean, we can at least kind of discuss some of these rookies. So the main game that I got to watch was the Colts and Baltimore. A little bit of the reaction that I got. Hell, I didn't even make it home. We worked the other night. Didn't even make it home, and Anthony Richardson was already hurt.
I know.
You just don't know. I guess it was a finger. We didn't get to see it. And for some reason, we try to go live here on my Twitter account too, but we are not live on Twitter. So we'll see if we can get that fixed as we're going on. But it's just I think his stock goes down a little bit. Now, it doesn't seem like it's anything interesting, like anything that's real bad. It seems more as like it's gonna be just a finger. So we'll kind of see and just diagnose. Looks like it's day to day. But that's tough. It's just like he's like you said pre-show, it's almost like he's made of glass.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a Colts fan. I mean, that would be rough.
Yeah, it's rough, man. And then you got Daniel Jones kind of breathing to the back of your neck too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But another takeaway I got out of that as well. I thought Keaton Mitchell looked really good.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to really watch it at all, but I mean I just was box score looking and yeah, it seems like he had decent stats.
Dude, he looked pretty good between the tackles. I think if anything were to happen to Derrick Henry, I think he provides a little bit of fantasy value. Like, especially we know that Baltimore's a run heavy team, so I get it. It's preseason, it's not starters, but again, I just can he battle Justice Hill for that? Which kind of a segue in what we're going to get into. We're going to be talking about AFC backfields and just kind of breaking them down, but. That was one little note that I took away from that game, but
he's always been banged up, I think, right?
He had a real bad injury that I have in my notes here when we go over Baltimore, and he missed quite a bit of time. But coming out of college, super fast player, like just lightning speed. So you get him outside. But I mean, again, watching him last night, he looked okay between the tackles, but. Can he battle Justice Hill for that role? I don't know, but I think there's definitely going to be some design packages and different stuff like that for him.
Absolutely.
The other games that were on, so we had a real late night game at 10 o'clock, but we can discuss this Philadelphia-Cincinnati game. A little bit surprised that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase were out on the field that long. How about you?
Yeah, I know you. I didn't play any DFS, but I know you were like, yeah, I'm cashing real good until Burrow threw that second touchdown. And I'm like, I don't know. Surely somebody's got a backup named Burrow. Surely that's not Joe Burrow. And lo and behold, it was Joe Burrow. So I couldn't believe they kept him in that long. But I mean, hey, I guess there is two sides of the coin. I mean, that's what a guy was saying at work. Like he hates like when teams start slow because the quarterback's just not acclimated to NFL speed. But I don't know, man. It's just week 1 in preseason.
Yeah.
If Burrow would go down with even like a 6-week injury or a 4-week, 5-week injury, like you really look dumb.
Yeah. I I was in second. It was a smaller field competition, but I was winning $150 on a $5 tournament. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. It's like, well, this isn't going to hold up. And then he throws another touchdown, which I did have Tanner Hudson in that lineup. So that kind of worked out okay. But yeah, just really, really surprised. And if you're the head coach, like you're Zach Taylor, if something happens, like you're gonna take a lot of heat from people if Joe Burrow were to go down or Jamar Chase were to go down. I mean, even Chase Brown, because like you look behind him, you have Samaje Perine and you have Taj Brooks, who we're gonna break these guys down, but like it's nothing real great. So you got to be real careful. And they've already had the media up their ass lately with this whole Shamar Stewart, Trey Hendrickson thing. So the last thing they need is media up again.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's not. I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. I would rather a quarterback start quote unquote slow,
Yeah,
for a week or two, rather than put him out there for a meaningless game.
right. Right. I'm with you there. The last game that was played last night was Seattle and the Raiders. So I did not get to stay up and watch it. My son, we had to watch Toy Story 3 for the 10,000th time, but hey, that's what it's like being a father, and I fell asleep anyways, but I did go back and get to watch some of the highlights, and I went back and watched some of the throws that Jalen Milrow made, and I thought he did okay. I mean, this is his first game. This is a player that we both were kind of like, hey, in a late second, early third in Superflex leagues, take a swing on him, man. Like, I mean, he kind of is like Anthony Richardson. Just hopefully he doesn't get hurt. But like, he's kind of this player that does need some help throwing the ball, but super athletic. Definitely has some juice if he gets in the open field. And that's what we want for fantasy. And I mean, even if it's to a point where he gains more value, like, okay, you drafted him in the early third, late second. Is there any way can you get a first round pick for him in Dynasty? Can you flip him for somebody else? And I think that's pretty important. So I thought he made some pretty nice throws. Torrey Horton looked okay. We seen Aurora on the field as well. So a couple different rookies.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was. I was in the same boat as you. This was the game that I was really looking forward to watching Melrose, because we know as fantasy analysts, Justin Fields doesn't need a bunch of yards for the air to be fantasy relevant. So I
Right.
think Jalen Milroe's a steal where you're getting them in rookie drafts and probably startups. I haven't really noticed where he goes in startups, but I assume
Pretty
it's
late.
good. Yeah, I assume it's good value there. But I didn't get to watch any of it either. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, just box score watching it, he looked like he did good.
Yeah, man. I he looked okay. I think he did what he needed to do. And just hopefully he continues to take steps forward. Like he is going to have some games where he struggles, but we'll talk about the Raiders real quick because everybody's saying Ashton Genty's a bust.
Yeah, what did he finish with? -1 yard?
Yeah, he finished with minus. I mean, Seattle was all over it. I think he was only out for like the first drive or something. Like it,
Sell
he,
'em, sell
and
'em, buy or sell.
right. And there was one where he did make a spin move, trying to get off. So, I mean, they were right in the backfield, but again, do not panic. I mean, even if he has a whole bad preseason, we've seen it with Jonathan Taylor, we've seen it with Brees Hall, we've seen it with some really good running backs. So, be careful. I'm on the buying end. Believe it or not, we've been doing this long enough where you could have traded Damian Pierce and got Brees Hall. You remember them days?
Yep, yep.
That was real. That was real. That was something
That
that
was
really
real.
happened. So again, just take advantage of that. And then we got a couple games going on tonight too. We got to see Travion Henderson take a kickoff return for a touchdown. That was pretty special and looking pretty good. So love Travion. That's somebody that he was up there for us. I run him back 3.
Yeah, yeah, he was my running back 2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, I had Hampton, still do, and then Travion. Him and Judkins were kind of close, but then we got the Judkins legal battle for another day. But yeah, that's I think Travion, he's going to be good in the pass game, and if we can kind of feel like these guys can take a step forward, and I think New England can.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was looking through the slate of games. We got the Commanders, Patriots, Browns, Panthers, Falcons, Lions. So really, Tet McMillan.
Yeah, he's made a nice catch. He's made
Yeah,
a
he made
nice
a
catch.
nice catch. You said Shador.
Yeah, Shador threw a really nice touchdown. It was kinda on the roll. He really threaded the needle there and got it in. So, and again, with guys like Shador, like, I know they get shit on or whatever, but, like, you're just seeing if they can compete, right? Like,
Right.
we're just in preseason. We just wanna know if they can compete. And that to me, that's showing me that Shador Sanders can at least be a competitive backup. Like, okay, can he develop and take the steps to be a starter? Hey, it's possible, but at least he can compete.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that whole starting quarterback job's up for grabs. So
Yeah.
see what
Yes.
happens.
We definitely will, Moss. So I don't want to wait too long here. We talked a little bit of preseason. That's about as fancy as we're going to get into it. You take it with a grain of salt. Like for me, what I'm looking for, and I want you to kind of see what you're looking for as well, Muscles. Like I'm just looking for these guys like who can compete for the handcuff role, who can compete to be the backup quarterback, or who can compete for reps at receiver. Where are they playing? Like are they playing in the slot? Like is there a chance they're going to get playing time? And even who's sitting? Like we seen AJ Barner not suit up. So does that mean he's probably the starting tight end for Seattle? So just take away little notes like that. That's kind of how I take preseason, and you definitely want to see some juice out of guys like Damian Martinez, a guy that I really liked. I don't want to speak for you, Muscles, but was taken a lot later in the draft than I thought he would be taken. And then to top it all off, doesn't really do anything last night. So it was George Halani.
Yeah, yeah, that guy had a. I was like, who the heck's that guy? I don't think I scouted him. So
He's the best running back ever to come out of Boise State.
really,
Well, I mean Ashton Genty, but I guess that's what people are saying.
oh geez, geez, yeah,
Yeah, that's it's kind of a little bit of a blow to him to me. It's like, hey, does he make the roster? We're gonna see.
yeah,
So let's go ahead. Let's talk a little bit of running backs here. And we already kind of touched a little bit on Baltimore but it's gonna be Derrick Henry, 31 years old. Derrick Henry averaged 5.9 yards per carry. It was the best in his career. He led the league, led the NFL in rushing touchdowns last year with 16, just over 1,900 yards, second behind Barkley. They lock in Ronnie Stanley. ADP is 14 in best ball. Dynasty ADP, 34. Running back 12. Finishes as running back 4 last year. Derrick Henry is under contract till 2027. Muscles, how do you feel about Derrick Henry?
yeah. I mean, I think if you're win now team, I think he's kind of a staple. I mean, obviously, he is locked up till 2027. I don't know if he'll be the Derrick Henry we saw last year in 2027, but I think he still has a year or two left of good production.
Yeah, I feel like he can. I mean, yeah, these guys get older, they take a beating, but he came into the NFL and didn't have many miles on him. So
Mm-mm.
this is it's a player that I feel like could be a unicorn. We always kind of say that with certain running backs, and I kind of feel like that could be Derrick Henry. So somebody though that I'll admit I don't have a lot of shares of Derrick Henry. I
I
just
don't either.
don't. And I don't know why. I'm not saying that that's the right move. He's just somebody. I guess I still do worry about the age because of the whole outlier thing. Like I do feel like he could be, but again, when's that clock tick? Like we always say, if Derrick Henry at his age, he goes out and let's just instead of the whole ACL thing, let's say the foot happens again, right? Remember whenever the whole foot thing happened?
Yep.
I can't remember exactly what the injury
Frank.
was.
Or-
Liz Frank, I think.
Yeah, did he have Liz Frank? Yeah.
I think it was a Liz Frank, sir. But anyways, like when he missed that time, look what you could acquire him for. And even with the production, like you pay him more, you have to really pay more in a first. And then same time, like I ain't giving up Travion Henderson for him. Like,
No, no. I mean, it's tough. I'm with you. It's I know we had this discussion last year in our ranking show. It's like if you have a 30, 29, even 31, your old running back, and God forbid they tear their ACL, their value just
yeah, plummets.
plummets. Yeah,
Look
exactly.
look at CMC and people like now and again, he's one that kind of gets some value back, but like
I saw him
you
go for
acquire
a
him for a
second.
second. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah.
Get him for a second.
So
And I'm willing to take the swing there, like, hell yeah.
I am too.
But, uh, going to the next guy, and this again, like, is it Justice Hill or Keaton Mitchell? Right now, we will just go with Justice Hill. He's a good third down player. I think he's very dependable. We just kinda know what Justice Hill is, right? Like, he's that third down pass catching back, kinda just in there to help Lamar out, and, I mean, Justice Hill's good at his role. We'll just say that. I think he's better for the Baltimore Ravens than he is for our fantasy teams. But Keaton Mitchell's one I am a little bit interested in. So only played 5 games last year, coming back off the torn ACL. Interested in how he looks here the rest of preseason. And I don't know if he returned kicks last night, but I'm interested to see does he return kicks. He's kind of that lightning in the bottle type player, but really impressed with Keaton Mitchell. If he's on your waiver wires, definitely pick him up. Even if he's not the third down guy, maybe he's the I don't really want to say Derrick Henry guy because he's not built like that, but
Mhm.
maybe the guy they do put between the tackles, like where Derrick Henry's bruising, 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 and a guy like Keaton Mitchell, who's just a flash in the bottle, can kind of come up and make that big home run play.
Yeah, I think Justice Hill's just the perfect like if you have a deep, I'm not saying like 10 or 15, like a 15 round best ball, but I think he's a great like 25. I'm just throwing out a number, like a deep best ball roster guy.
Yeah,
Like I could never see myself in a dynasty roster starting Justice Hill.
I know, I know.
I mean, Keaton Mitchell, like you said, I could see like if you're, Derrick Henry goes or is missing a game or something like that, and you need somebody. Yeah, absolutely. I think he'll be the 3 down back kind of, so to speak. But I mean, Justice Hill, I think he is a PPR,
Yeah,
machine sometimes, and he does, take one to the house or something like that, and that's good for best ball. But I can't see myself. It's a
right.
regular dynasty roster. I think he's just a roster clogger.
I do too. I do too. Because we're always looking to establish. We're trying to find guys that can establish a role if guys were to miss time. And I just, again, like you said, I don't think the role changes much. Like I think it's more of Keaton Mitchell, and you can get. I'm curious. I'd have to look at ADP to where Keaton Mitchell is going now compared to where he was going before that preseason game. Is it after Justice Hill or is it before Justice Hill? It's probably right around. Probably right
Yeah,
around the same.
yeah.
Uh, Buffalo Bills backfield. So James Cook could be the starter, which we'll get into that. Led the league, tied with Derrick Henry in rushing touchdowns. Very efficient and reliable. Wants a new deal, and rumor has it around 15 million a year. He isn't practicing right now. He is quote standing on business. So I understand he wants paid. He's kind of in the lack of better words, he's kind of going about it as kind of being a dickhead, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Like
yeah.
like I heard another analyst say that, and I kind of agreed with him. I'm like, man, like I understand you want paid, but you just keep saying you're standing on business. Like, and I think the Kyron Williams deal, the 3-year, 33 million, does not go in James Cook's favor.
Yeah, I when you said that, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. He just, like a 12 million,
Yeah.
something like that, but I mean, I don't know if he's trying to be like Marshawn Lynch and, like but, yeah,
He isn't.
it's not looking good. I mean, he is I'm trying to pull up his stats now. He had a great year last year,
Well,
and I
and
mean
it was basically touchdowns, like tying Derrick Henry with touchdowns. I just, I could see Derrick Henry doing it again. Could you really see James Cook doing this again? Like to me, I couldn't.
No, I mean 16 touchdowns on the ground. He did have 1,000 yards both last year and this year, but yeah, 16 touchdowns, two through the air. I could see maybe more through the air, maybe, but
Yeah. But at the same time, we're going to talk about these other guys. They have Ty Johnson, who's a really good,
mhm,
and I have him down as the third back here. I think he's a rotation guy in the third for third down, and it just kind of becomes a bit of a three-way committee. Now, of course, yeah, James Cook, especially if you're making 15 mil a year, he better be leading the damn job. But like Ray Davis, he's a solid guy. Like that's somebody I really like. If you go to my profile on Twitter, I'm a Ray Davis truther. So I really liked him coming out, man. He's 25 years old, so he is the same age as James Cook. Solid rookie season for Ray Davis. He's a fourth round pick out of Kentucky. He had no fumbles and no drops, and when he was called upon versus the Jets, he had 20 carries for 97 yards and three catches for 55 yards. So whenever Cook was down, he came in and did a good job. So I again I now don't get me wrong, like James Cook's definitely better than Ray Davis, but just how big of a difference is it? Like I definitely think there's a difference, but like is it do you really have to pay him that kind of money? And how big of a hit do you take if you're the Bills? Because the Bills are always this team that like they're always there. And like we've said a million times, they're missing that running back and they finally get it out of James Cook. Now they fall just short, but like that's it's kind of a weird situation. Like
Yeah,
they need to get there, but I don't know if it just relies on James Cook.
it doesn't, and, unfortunately for James Cook, and unfortunately for any running back, I mean, that's wanting money. You it's whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, it's the most disposable position, and you play and he's on the Buffalo Bills, which, like you said, you have Josh Allen that can run it himself.
Yeah.
You have, Dawson Knox that's gonna poach some touchdowns, when you're down there close, so, I mean, do they need him? Is he worth 15 million a year to the Bills? No.
Yeah.
He might be worth 15 mil on another team,
The Browns and
the
stuff.
Browns or something, but, like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's just the running back position's almost disposable. I mean, they can go into the season, and he can sit out, and maybe week 5, they trade for somebody or something like that. Like, it was surprising they didn't really take anybody in the draft, like, with it being such a deep running back class, I'm surprised they didn't, like, just take a 4th round flyer on somebody, a 5th round flyer, or
Yeah.
even, like, a Travion Henderson type, but, like,
Right.
um, yeah, it's I don't think anything's really in James Cook's favor right now.
So let me ask you this: like Kyron gets 3 years, 33 billion. Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Kyron Williams and not for fantasy football, for your football team? Would you rather have Kyron Williams or James Cook?
Probably Kyren Williams.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of similar. Like
Yeah.
I feel like James Cook might have a little more juice. Okay, but I still think Kyron's very solid between the tackles, both good pass catchers, both can score touchdowns. So I mean, yeah, I probably still lean Kyron as well. Like I just feel like he's a little bit more safer.
Yep. I couldn't agree more.
Let's go to Cincinnati real quick and Chase Brown. So we got to see a little bit of Chase Brown last night. 25 years old, finished running back 10 last year. Uh, really took over week 9 when Zach Moss went down. This kind of goes to the scheme. Is he the best between the tackles? He isn't. We know that. Offensive coordinator Dan Pitcher, he's compared him to Austin Eckler. Now that's big shoes to fill. Like I definitely understand that, but again, we even seen last night in a short amount of time, he caught 3 passes. Like it's just kind of how the scheme works. So ADP 24 in best ball dynasty sleeper, running back 16 weeks 9 through 17. He averaged just under 5 receptions per game. So, I mean, that's a solid floor for a guy like Chase Brown. So, if he has a year like this, my question to you, could he have a top 5 year? Like I know it kind of seems crazy, but scheme really matters for some of these guys and you know, kind of how we're already predicting. We got to see a small sample size last night. So, do you think he could think there's any chance Chase Brown finishes as a top 5 guy?
Yeah. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities at all. I mean, this is one of the most dynamic offense in the NFL.
Yeah.
We saw a glimpse of it last night, and 2 drive. I think it was 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. So
Mhm.
we want every part of dynamic offenses, and when he can catch passes, obviously, like you said, he's not the best between the tackles, but he still is efficient enough to put up points. So,
Yeah.
if he catches enough balls, puts up enough yards, and like I said, they're gonna score touchdowns. So
Mhm. Yeah, they got a bad defense. Like, they are going to have the ball.
Yep.
Burrow's gonna be slinging it, and Burrow loves to check down. Like, if it's Chase ain't there and Higgins ain't there, better damn believe it, it's going to Chase Brown. Like, that's just what he does.
I saw a tweet last night that was like, "Wow, the Bengals backup defense is worse than the starting defense. That's terrible." Something like that, but like you know what it means. Like it made me laugh. Like, yes, they're gonna be in shootouts. They're gonna have. I mean, if there
Mhm.
was an over under of how many 35-point games they're probably gonna have, you
Yeah.
know. So, like I said, like we always say, the pass catching, the running between the tackles is the ice cream, and then he's gonna get some touchdowns. That's
Yeah.
just sprinkles on top.
Yep. Absolutely. He's always a great DFS play. We played him a ton in DFS last year. He's cashed for us, and I expect a lot of the same. So going into a little bit more with that, I thought of this as I was writing this. Would you rather have Chase Brown though, if we feel like he can be a top 5 guy at running back 16? Would you rather have him at running back 16 or Bucky Irving at running back 6?
Give me Chase Brown.
That's what I feel like, man. Like, if you can wait that much longer now, it's hard to believe it's 16, but again, I know Bucky's a damn good player, but you have to even think there, like, Wirfs is gonna be out. We expect this offense to kind of like stumble a little bit to start off the year. I think the Bucks are in a little bit of trouble, and I think a lot of fantasy value, like Baker, Bucky, some of these guys that go down a little bit, and a guy like Chase Brown could really maybe kind of ascend while they descend.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Another player we got to see a little bit of, Taj Brooks. So 6th round pick. He's an all-time leading rusher at Texas Tech. He's a real solid player when he's called upon. Solid frame, 5'9", 215. I thought he was a solid prospect, and I think Cincinnati got pretty good value on him in the 6th round. So I think he gets a little bit of a bump here with them getting rid of Zach. I think it was, didn't they drop Zach Moss? Yeah, they
Yeah.
dropped Zach Moss. So
Yeah, I'm Taj Brooks. I think, just till he really gets a role, I think he'll just kind of be a guy. I mean, it's obviously if you had taxi squad spot or anything like that,
yeah,
is he really going in rookie drafts? I haven't
yeah, I
drafted
think
him
he
anywhere.
goes pretty late. He goes
Yeah,
like, I can see him being, again, we're not in rookie drafts right now, but we're gonna be having some more come up. But I could see him going probably 3rd round now. Now I did get some Taj in the 4th before, but yeah, like you said, probably a taxi squad guy, and P Ryan's gonna be the one out there on 3rd down. So we don't really need to touch much on P Ryan. That's just kind of his role.
yeah. No, I mean he could be a guy later on down the road that
Yeah.
we're interested in, but until we,
Or if Chase Brown were to get hurt, maybe he is a guy they run between the tackles, because I don't think P Ryan at his age, I just think again more of that 3rd down guy. So maybe he's an injury away, and maybe it's later on in the season.
right, right.
Going to Cleveland, we got Quinshawn Judkins, 2nd-round pick. He's a damn good player. 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons in college, big frame. 6 foot 221, ran the 4.48 40. Does have 3 down potential. He isn't signed in Cleveland yet. And we have to remember he was arrested July 12th on a domestic battery charge. A victim came out, said that Junkins had punched her in the mouth, arm, and thigh. So we haven't really heard anything. What we did hear is the Cleveland Browns are not signing him until we figure stuff out. And from what I've been reading is Junkins is trying to push it out to next year. So is the big question, is Junkins signed here in Cleveland? For best ball and redraft, dude, he's almost undraftable.
I don't think he plays.
I don't think he plays either. And if he does, I think he plays later. Because like we're waiting for a suspension, but if he's trying to push everything out in Cleveland saying they don't want to sign him, I heard on another podcast, and I thought this was a good point. could he be the guy that goes back to college and re-enters the draft?
Honestly, that's what I was just thinking in my head. Like, what? I mean, can he go back to school like Stewart was gonna do?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, if
I
school wants him
possibly
back, I don't, you know.
I
I
could
mean,
do the old. Hey, I could do the old Caleb Presley though.
I mean, honestly though, I mean, maybe the call. I mean, Stewart probably was actually wanted. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah.
Judkins with his legal problems, I don't know if the school's gonna pay him to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, they might. I mean,
It's
he
bad.
did.
It's bad on Cleveland too because they've already done stuff like this with Watson, and I just don't. It's just a real messy situation.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Sterling said he'll trade you Ford. So I don't want none of that drone Ford Sterling.
See, I'm
uh,
the opposite. I kind of like Ford. I mean, I think he's gonna probably get the nod at first, but I mean, I don't think any running back there's gonna be anything spectacular.
See, I'm kind of a Samson guy. We'll just touch on Ford real quick. So, to me, this is in my notes. You kind of like Jerome Ford. I think we know he's just a jag, and if
He
Judkins
is.
out for a significant amount of time, I do kind of agree with you though, because like I don't think he's great, but I do think he's a relevant flex option. If you're getting carries, I'm interested. Like, you know what I mean? Because we know year after year, man, like guys get hurt, guys go down. So I'm interested.
Right. Is he gonna be a league winner? No. I just think where he's probably being drafted, probably quote unquote undrafted.
Yeah.
But I just think he's like one of those dart throws. Like we've seen him before, kind of like when he did get opportunities. I'm trying to pull up his stats now. Like he wasn't terrible, you know. I mean, he was a
Yeah.
he was almost a running back one there in 2023.
Yeah.
He was
It's
right.
possible.
He was running back 16, and then last year he was running back 33. So,
If he can get you through a week, like through buys and injuries, okay. Like,
yeah,
and that's probably what he is.
right.
That's
He is just a guy, though. I will agree with you. He's nothing special. He's just
now
got the role.
the guy kind of getting steamed up, and I made huh, boy did I take some heat on the old X mess. I took a lot of heat because my hot take, and this was before the Judkins
Yeah,
news. I predicted, and I even had like a Cleveland radio guy like retweet, like it kind of went nuts, but I predicted Dylan Sampson to outscore Quinshawn Judkins. Now, Dylan Sampson is not a scrub. I loved the spot for Judkins until he made it to the fourth round and Dylan Sampson was taken. So Dylan Sampson led the SEC in rushing last year, just under 1,500 yards. He had 22 rushing touchdowns. I don't know how he fell to the fourth round. This is a player I really liked. Now with this legal trouble, like you said, is it Jerome Ford and then, or is it Dylan Sampson? Or is Dylan Sampson kind of that, I don't want to even say third down guy, but like hurry up
I
offense?
mean,
Like
yeah, change of
on the,
pace, kind
yeah,
of.
change of pace, like on the field for like kind of the important fantasy relevant stuff, right? Like the catches, hurry up, like guys are maybe playing back and cover, and then like lanes are open because he is an explosive type player. And I, at the frame that Sampson has, I don't know if he's a guy you want to put him between the tackles 20 times a game. Like I love Dylan Sampson, but I just don't think that is his game.
Yeah, yeah. I think. Yeah, I think you were right with your analysis, and you explained it to me at work on break there that one day you were like, "Listen, like the Cleveland Browns are going to be behind. Like,
Yep.
is Judkins going to get the work when they're behind? No, they're going to throw the ball." So I think your analysis with Sampson's is spot on. I think he'll probably definitely outscore Ford, even if Ford's on the field more. But yeah, I think he's a great buy where you're getting him.
And that's where like I was trying to explain to like even some people on X. Like I'm like, hey, I'm just playing it like, okay, you look at how many games Cleveland's predicted to win. Like Vegas has them at what? Like it's under 5.
Yeah, four and a
Under
half, something like
Yeah,
that.
like 4.5. Okay, like Cleveland's defense is solid, but I don't think they're great. And I think there's a lot of times where even if you have a good defense, you could have a great defense. We see it with the Steelers, and they still go for a lot of points. Simple fact, the offense can't do anything, so they're tired. Like
Yeah.
I try to always say, this isn't Madden. This isn't anything like that. Like these are humans. Like whenever a team keeps going, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, guys get tired. Guys get banged up. When Miles Garrett, now I don't think Miles Garrett comes off the field a lot, but when he does, where do you think they're going to attack? And I mean, that could be the difference of them scoring again and then going about down by 14 points. Like just something to kind of keep in the back of your mind. Now, Dylan Sampson is starting to get kind of like it's definitely coming up a little bit. So, I mean, I'm still in on his price, but I have a ton of Dylan Sampson because you could get him, late third round, and
Yeah, I saw him go in the fourth a bunch of times. Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
we got quite a bit of Dylan Sampson. So I do think he could still be the most relevant guy. I will not victory lap on Dylan Sampson with Judkins in legal trouble, but I think you
Right.
can victory lap though if Dylan Sampson comes out and tears it up and you're like, okay, Judkins couldn't have done any better. I think that's the time you victory lap, not now.
Yep.
So let's see what Sterling has to say here. So would you call him your version of the old Cleveland Oh God, Sterling. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Denver, J.K. Dobbins. Now, this is a big blow to R.J. Harvey, and we're big R.J. Harvey guys here, but we have to really think about this, right? Like we love Harvey, but Dobbins is going to be the guy that comes between the tackles when it's week 1. Denver's on the field. It's J.K. Dobbins. So, do you agree with that? Muscles?
Oh, there you are. What was that? I'm sorry.
No, you're
You
good.
froze
Do
there.
you agree week 1, whenever Denver comes out on the field,
It's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins?
Yeah, it will. It will. It'll be like I don't want to compare it, but it'll be like the Dylan Sampson thing. I think Jerome Ford gets the start, and then Sampson's going to come in. I think it'll be Dobbins, and then I think Harvey will be the change of pace, pass catching back, and then I
Mhm.
think I think he'll eventually just take the job.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he will too. You gotta remember with Sean Payton backfields, though, like, there are points where both guys are very relevant. So, like,
Yes,
I'm cool with that. Like,
I
I
am
want
too.
invested in both of them. Like Scott Fishbowl, I have them both.
Yeah, yeah. I thought if there was any discount on Harvey, I mean, I was in on it because I mean we saw Mark Ingram and Kamara, not comparing Dobbins and Harvey to Kamara and Ingram, but yeah, like you
Yep.
said, Sean Payton is gonna run the ball, and they're both gonna eat. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested.
I am too. We'll talk a little bit about where he's going actually. So, again, running back 46 on Sleeper. He was running back 18 in points per game last year. So, we like Dobbins coming out. I know both of us muscles, we were really
Mhm.
high on him. I almost always feel like with J.K. Dobbins, he's that what if guy, right? Like, what
Yeah,
if these injuries didn't happen? So, again, if I was trying to sell you somebody and I said you could get a running back at 26 years old on a Sean Payton offense at running back 46, on underdog, he's running back 32 on fast draft. He is 108 off the board. You would be like, I'm in, right?
yeah,
And that's kind of how I feel. I just think you have to know when you draft J.K. Dobbins, you're not going to have him all year. You got to have the backup plan.
yeah, yeah. I couldn't agree more. I think he'll be like when he's on the field. I think he'll be relevant, but it's just availability is the best ability, and
Yep. Yep. And
so
I feel like if you're going to draft J.K. Dobbins, you got to make sure that you have another guy that's up and ready to go. That like draft maybe an extra running back. Like if you're coming out of a 23 round draft and you usually take 7 running backs, take 8. Take 8
right.
because you
Yep.
know that availability is going to be gone at one point. So RJ Harvey is the next guy here. So he went a little higher than I thought he would in the draft, goes in the second round. Now he did tear his ACL in 21, but he led the league. He led the class. I shouldn't say the league. Led the class in explosive rate. So I think that kind of speaks volumes to where his recovery is. He's a mega producer at UCF, posting over 1,400 rush yards in 23 and 1,500 rush yards in 24. And he can catch the ball. And I think that's exactly what we just said and what he's going to do. So RJ Harvey, he is falling in some drafts. Now, the latest draft we did, he went a little bit high, but I don't want to say a little bit high. Just I usually take him like 108 if he's there.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with where he went. Just there are some drafts where I've seen him go in a second, and I'd trade next year's first round pick to get some RJ Harvey.
Yeah, he's a guy that's all over the place. I saw him one draft. I
Yeah.
don't want to. He went 102. Like
Yeah.
he's one of those guys that could go in the second. He could go 102. I mean, I'm not. I don't think he's a 102.
I don't
But
either.
I think 104, 105, 106. Like I wouldn't mind taking him at one of those spots. And I'm with you. Like if he's there at 7 or 8, I'm jumping for joy.
Yeah, and so I had a question on Discord that was posted in my DMs and up in my DMs. But it was, would you rather have Caleb Johnson or RJ Harvey? And for me personally, I would rather have RJ Harvey because I just think that like that pass catching. Now PPR, if you're in a standard league, okay, like we'll maybe, but I just feel like the PPR upside, Sean Payton backfield, like I'm in, man.
Yep. All day.
Third guy in the roster, we really don't talk much of. Audric Estime, just I don't have much faith in him. Player I really didn't like coming out, and there was definitely some hype on Audric Estime out of Notre Dame, but just never really worked out. And I think speaks volumes of bringing in J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. That Sean Payton's not a Estime fan either.
Yeah, I unfortunately had to take him off some taxi squads, and I think I dropped him in a few leagues. I think he's just now, whether that's the right move, I don't know. I just think it's if I miss out on him, I miss out on him. I mean, I
didn't love him, and a lot of people didn't, and I'm not doubting people. I think you're fine. I think you're fine.
Yep. I mean, those were in deep leagues. I mean, I'm not dropping them over like good or shitty players, but like I just
right.
Like I'd come across them and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just drop them.
Let's go to Houston's backfield. So we kind of have a little bit of a mess here where we think it's going to be Joe Mixon, but Joe Mixon dealing with a foot injury. He's on the NFI list. He hasn't participated in anything. He's already expected to miss week 1. Can easily get out of his deal next year. He played really well, though. He was top 10 in rushing touchdowns last year, and he had 7 100-yard games. I believe 6 of them were on the road, so it kind of speaks volumes to how good Joe Mixon was, especially in the stretch. His age, this foot, I'm worried with Joe Mixon. He's somebody that I have no shares of, and I just kind of feel like it's really, really kind of clicking down here for old Joe Mixon. And, they have Nick Chubb in there. We can touch on him. But how do you feel about Joe Mixon for this year?
I feel the same. If you have him, you're worried. If you have him, I'd try to salvage something. I mean, I'm not selling him for nothing, but I don't know. I think at this point, like if you think it's an early second,
yeah,
I think
let's talk about would you take Cam Scatterbo? I would.
Yep.
I think Cam Scatterbo is good. I've seen Colston Loveland fall in the second round.
Yep.
I just don't know if you can get that now. I would try. Like I'd even trade like my 3rd round pick with it to try to package them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the draft pick hype, I think, it's going to be hard to pry Colston Loveland just because, it's the name hype rookie fever thing. But
right.
Yeah.
Shout out to my cousin Duck, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. We love talking sports, so I appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I just, you're gonna have to get creative with them, or you're just gonna have to ride it out and hope to God that that he can somehow you can get some kind of value, right?
Right. Right.
And I think Houston's going to try to get him back here because next guy we're going to talk about, and I think that's probably going to come out week 1 and be the starter is Nick Chubb. We've seen videos, reports. I don't think Nick Chubb's looked that good. Like I've seen a couple different videos. Like I know he still squats a ton, whatever, but like I just don't think he has that strong twitchiness to him. Ryan's even said he will not be the same as he was in his early NFL years. Underdog just came up 21 spots to running back 49. At pick 161, running back 60 in Dynasty. I mean, okay, running back 60, a guy that's gonna, get some work, but like I don't feel good about Nick Chubb, man.
No, I don't either. It's we say it all the time. Like when these running backs tear their ACL, I mean, or receivers. I guess it's not just running backs, but like most of the time it takes a year. And Nick Chubb being like, listen, Nick Chubb, we've always said is probably
We
one of the
love him.
best purest runners, but it's just father time's caught up with him. I mean, and that was a gruesome injury.
Sterling, you want to talk about a Cleveland steamer? It's Nick Chubb. Like we love Nick Chubb. Like,
Yeah.
and it sucked to see the Steelers like it happen against the Steelers, but I mean, just a very, very good pure runner, like you said, Muss. It's tough. It's tough to see these guys, but yeah, he's getting older, and it's gonna be a hard go for him. I kind of have a little bit of interest in the next guy, but I don't think he's an every down back, and it's rookie Woody Marks. So he's a great pass catching back. He is MSU's all time leader in receptions with 214, most receiving yards by a running back, 1,225 yards. At USC last year, he still had 47 receptions. He transferred to USC. I still do think Marks could establish himself with a role even if Joe Mixon is there. So again, if Joe Mixon's back, I don't think Woody Marks is just kind of that, throw the toy down. I think he's still a really solid back and can really help provide in a pass catching game where we know this line's going to have struggles. Like, Laramie Tunsil's gone. They kind of just bandaged the line together. It is not good. Not good at
No,
all.
no, it's not. I think it's dark days ahead for the Texans. But yeah,
Yeah.
Woody Marks is a guy I wish I had more shares of. He's just a guy in the draft that I really haven't come out with many. Obviously his value has to be coming up now with Mixon with his injury. But yeah, I don't know. He could have a role.
I have a little bit of shares of Woody Marks just because of that pass catching, like I just felt could possibly pop, but I'm not saying he's like a prolific guy. Like I feel like he's probably a better version of Justice Hill.
Right.
I think that suits him well. So I mean relevant but not crazy. Let's jump to Indianapolis here. Jonathan Taylor. He's a great running back. He's dealt with some injuries. Finished as running back 12 in 14 games last year, 17.4 points per game. Some of the problems with Taylor is he doesn't catch a ton of passes. He's caught 31 passes in the last 2 years combined. So between his NFL and college career, he's already had over 2,300 touches. So Jonathan Taylor definitely has quite a bit of miles on the old tread, if you want to call it, and he doesn't catch a lot of balls. So Miles Sanders, or not Miles Sanders, Jonathan Taylor. He's just somebody that like I don't have a lot of shares of either. And I think he's a great NFL player. I just think the end could come sooner rather than later, and we've already seen injuries come up upon him.
Yeah, I think me and you play Dynasty. And maybe I'm a little bit more extreme than you are as far as just like I just don't have any like once running backs hit that age cliff, I'm like
I'm out.
I'm out. I jump ship. I know you're a little bit more conservative. I'm more like I'm out, but yeah, I'm the same. I don't have as many Jonathan Taylor shares as I'd like. I think he's a dark horse to come for like that running back one spot this year.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I you know, he doesn't have any injuries going in the year, no drama, no nothing. I like him for redraft. I've been taking him in a lot of like best ball drafts and stuff like that, like just
Mhm.
trying to get some Jonathan Taylor.
I think for me, I think and something that it's not talked about is I really feel like Jonathan Taylor. I think things would work better if Daniel Jones was the quarterback. I think he could catch more balls because to me, the 30 some balls is alarming in 2 years. Like, if
Yeah,
I'm in a PPR league, like, I really love that, like, Chase Brown. I
yeah,
love that floor of, okay, I probably have at least 3 to 4 with a ceiling of, like, 8 extra PPR points with yardage on top, a chance to score, like, that's what I like, so I've been kind of avoiding Jonathan Taylor, but again, with Daniel Jones, we seen Tyrone Tracy last year catch quite a few balls, so it could
yeah,
happen.
yeah. I definitely agree. I think that whole Colts offense, I think would have a better year with Daniel Jones under center, but
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens because again, Anthony Richardson, man, kind of just seems like he's made of glass. Let's talk about DJ Giddens. So his production profile and athletic profile are great. Third all time in rush yards at Kansas State. He had 6.6 yards per carry last year. He ran a 4.43 40, a 39.5-inch vertical. He had a 9.89 RAS score. I felt he ran kind of high on film, but he is 6'1". So usually these Kansas State guys like Darren Sproles, I'm blanking on the guy in Dallas, Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn.
oh yeah, Deuce Vaughn.
Usually these guys are super small. DJ Giddens the complete opposite. So I think for DJ Giddens, he's kind of just this dangerous piece that like if you get him in space, he has the speed where he can take it to the house. So that's just DJ Giddens' game. He's not better than Jonathan Taylor. I do think he probably gets a significant role. I think he's probably the handcuff to Jonathan Taylor if we were to go down, but I think that's all he is.
Yeah. Yep. I couldn't agree more.
And I didn't get to see who was on the field that did not pick up that blitz where Anthony Richardson got smashed. But that's something to look into. Was it Giddens? Was it Khalil
Yeah,
Herbert?
I didn't see.
I don't know. Let's go to Jacksonville. So this one's definitely kind of interesting. We got Travis Etienne. This is a guy who I'm investing in personally. This is a Liam Cohen offense. I feel he fits the best. A lot of screens. We know there's a lot of motions, a lot of zone runs. One thing about Travis Etienne, he can catch the ball very well. I think he's a Bucky Irving, the Darrell Henderson of the Liam Cohen offense here. We got to remember Liam Cohen was with the LA Rams at one point. I know Darrell Henderson, that doesn't sound very sexy, but he had relevance at one point.
Yes, he
Travis,
did.
yeah, he did. He was a guy. He remember when he got kind of steamed up a little bit.
He did. He did.
So, you know, kind of took a big step back last year. Receptions were still there, though. He had 39. But what a lot of people aren't talking about is Travis Etienne was dealing with a hamstring injury. These very often linger. We know that with hamstrings, like it's just kind of something that happens. I'm all in on fast draft. He's the automatic 9th, 10th round pick for me. Dynasty is running back 32. Defenses is still really bad here in Jacksonville. So for me, man, I'm very much in on Travis Etienne this year.
Yeah, I am too. I'm not. I can't get into the Tank Bigsby hype. I think it's ETN's job. I mean, I'm sure
I
we'll
do
get the
too.
tank and Tootin here, but listen, I don't know what doghouse or whatever ETN got into last year, but you know, like you said, this is a new offense, new offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen. We saw what he did in Tampa Bay, and I just think ETN's the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I that's how I feel. I mean, you even look at my fast draft exposure. He is top 5 in fast draft exposure for me. Like he's just an automatic click down there. Sometimes he doesn't make it. Just kind of depends. But talking about fast draft, if anybody is interested, check it out. The Fast Draft app. The Fantasy Football Power Hour is sponsored by Fast Draft. So if you go in, download the Fast Draft app, use a promo code POWER, they will first time deposit match you up to $50. And there's a lot of great tournaments in there. Like there's some free ones. You can check out some mock drafts if you're a little bit hesitant, kind of see where ADP is. But again, go in there, use the promo code POWER. They will match you up to $50. And You don't have to put a full 50 in. They'll match you to whatever, as long as it's not above 50. But great app, a lot of fun. They are fast. You got to make sure you're ready. And there's little rankings in there. That way you can kind of set your rankings and you know kind of get in there. So it's Jeff. Jeff saying, get Mitch a job. So we don't have enough to pay our own bills with this yet. Right yet. But hey, I mean, that's why we're promoting it, man. It's
Yep.
maybe
Maybe
one day
be
that
the
would be great.
producer.
But
Yep.
get on to Fast Draft, use a promo code POWER. Next guy, let's go ahead. Let's get into Tank Bigsby, the one that we're kind of talking a little bit about. I just feel like he made the best with his opportunities last year, and I'm not taking anything away from Tank Bigsby. Unlike ETN, though, he's only had 9 catches in 2 years, Moss. Bigsby had some fumbling concerns last year. He had 4 fumbles on 168 touches. At best, could he be the goal line back? Maybe, but I mean, like, it kind of sometimes becomes gaggish, you know?
That's what I think. I just think he's, just a big body bruiser that doesn't really offer anything.
No, I don't see it, and there's a lot of people really, really hyping Tank up. I trade him. I don't draft him. I have none. I didn't love the film, but again, not taking anything away. He came out and played solid, but yeah. Let's talk about the third guy here, and that's Bayshell Tootin. So Bayshell Tootin was somebody that I was kind of on early in the process. He killed the combine. I tried to kind of let people know that hey, this guy is crazy athletic. He ran a 4.32 40-yard dash. You can go back, listen to that episode. It is not on YouTube, but it is in podcast form. There's some rumors. Multiple stopwatches had him in the 4.2s. So
Yeah, I remember that.
that's
Remember hearing that.
crazy. Crazy at his size. He was a sprinter in high school, 60-meter dash. He ran a 7.03. His parents were track stars. He's taken in the 4th round. Player I really do like, but another guy in this rotation that has fumbling issues. He had 9 fumbles in 2 seasons at college, so he's having some fumble problems in camp. I did see a player I feel like next year maybe he could get more opportunity, and I do think he fits the Liam Cohen offense really well too. So I think we might be a little like a year early on Tootin. So I'm going ETN this year, and I think ETN's probably gone after this
Yep.
year.
Yep.
So I think this is his. I know they picked up the 5th-year option. I think that would be this year, correct?
Yeah, as far as I understand, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's this year, and then he could be gone. So, and I think that's where Tootin steps. And I definitely think Tootin will get a couple. I think he'll get a little bit of work, but I don't
Yeah.
think. I think it's Travis Etienne's job. And the 4th guy, I just want to mention real quick, LaQuinn Allen. I have a lot of LaQuinn Allen, 7th-round pick out of Syracuse. He's a great pass catcher. He runs high between the tackles, natural hands, good pass pro player. He doesn't have the extra gear. He's a player, again, maybe Tootin and Allen will be the 2 guys in charge next year. So I think why I wanted to put him in here, we're talking about Liam Cohen. We're talking about a guy with natural hands, good pass pro that runs high. He reminds me a lot of Rashad White.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I didn't watch a whole lot of film on him, but yeah, I noticed you have been picking them a lot of them up.
Yeah. So I have quite a bit of LaQuinn Allen, and I think that there is a possibility that he could end up having a role maybe next year. So let's jump into Kansas City. Isaiah Pacheco. So I think Pacheco's a big time draft winner here. Fractured his fibula week 2 last year, came back week 13, which is wild. He shouldn't have came back. He didn't look good at all. And I'm willing just to bet he had an off season where he can kind of get back. And I think he can be a running back too. I just kind of feel like that's what he is.
Yeah, I agree. I think if there was a buying window because of everybody watching those games last year when he came back, like he wasn't healthy. Like when Kareem Hunt was almost outperforming him, and Kareem Hunt wasn't even looking good. Yeah, that wasn't him, and it tells a lot that like the Chiefs didn't really bring in anybody of like big relevance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it's I definitely think it's Pacheco's job for now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to Rich, man. It's good to see you, man. Baseball games. Remember them baseball games with Rich
Oh, those
back in the day?
oh, yeah, those were fun. Those
I
were fun.
know. I know. I could hit the ball high and like 2 feet where everybody else can crank the ball. I couldn't imagine swinging a bat anymore, but thanks for tuning in, Rich. We really appreciate it. So let's get into a little bit of a little more sexier of a name, I guess, but Rashard Smith. So Brashard Smith, 7th round pick out of SMU, former receiver. It shows on film. Vision was iffy at times. He needs to work on his pass pro. Probably a special teams player, but maybe he can work into a role. He's a third down back, but they're not going to put him in. Listen, they're not going to put Brashard Smith back there to protect Patrick Mahomes and let Patrick Mahomes get laid out. Like, I feel like there's just a lot of like, oh, he's definitely the third back. Like he's gonna be the third down back. Like, bro, they just paid Patrick Mahomes like $500 million. They're not gonna let a former receiver that can't play pass, bro. Like they're gonna let Mika Parsons or TJ Watt run through and lay out that's not gonna happen. Like
Right.
it's gonna be a little bit like we're gonna see if they can develop him into a pass pro guy, into a guy that can stand up and take these. And if he can't, my concern with Brashard Smith is he gadgety guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I think of him as. Just a, pass catcher, maybe best ballish. I don't think he's gonna ever be really startable.
Yeah. I I think I think with Brashard Smith, if you draft him, be very be very patient, right? Like you gotta be real patient here and see if he develops because it's going to take a little bit. They're not just going to throw him in there. And he might look good in preseason, but it don't matter. When Patrick Mahomes is in there, they will not let that happen.
Right.
Have a good night, Rich. Again, man,
Yep.
thanks for
Yep.
tuning in. We
Heck yeah.
appreciate it. So that's kind of how I feel about him. They did clock him at 23 mile an hour, so super fast guy. I do want to mention that, but Elijah Mitchell, he's the third guy here. Very solid player, but he cannot stay on the field. Rookie year in 11 games, he ran just under 1,000 yards. So, do you remember that little stint with San Francisco's rookie year?
Yep. Yep.
He looked really good. But Ben Mark, with 11 injuries in 3 years. So, I went to Player Profiler and, just looking up injury reports and stuff like that. 11 injuries in 3 years. Missed all of last season getting a hamstring surgery, MCL sprain. Then I believe he tore his hamstring. It's a 1 year deal. I think they just want to see, does he have anything left?
Yeah, I think if he can stay healthy, like I think he could be a decent back here. But like you said, I mean, 11 injuries in 3 years, that's not good odds.
No, it's not great odds. Not at all. So we'll kind of see. Very cuttable deal. Kareem Hunt, we just know what he is. Ashton Genty, the bust, the big time bust after 3 carries in the preseason. Goes pick 6 overall, led the FBS in rushing and all purpose yards. He's an unbelievable player. I feel the only question is he's kind of the consensus running back 3 in Dynasty. Are we too low on him? That's almost like my question. It's like, could he ever be the running back 1? And I think there's a possibility.
Yeah, there's definitely a possibility. I mean, he has all the tools to do it. I just think, me personally, I don't think I can move him up there until I see,
I can't
you know,
either. I
yeah,
can't.
until I
I
see
I
it
I
on the
think
field.
it kind of goes hand in hand with like Malik Neighbors, as I tweeted out earlier. Like, could Malik Neighbors be wide receiver 1 right now in Dynasty? And a lot of people were saying no. And I appreciate everybody's response. If you said no, if you said yes, whatever. But I think there can be a conversation as to Ashton Genty. Like, I think
Mhm.
with these guys, we can have conversations like, hey, if Genty comes in the league and, catches, let's say he catches a ton of balls, but that's kind of the thing too with Gibbs and Robinson. They both catch a ton of footballs as well as rush really well. But I think the argument with Gibbs, if you wanted to say Genty, and I'm not there, trust me, I'm definitely not. I think is David Montgomery still being there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can definitely see that.
Raheem Mostert goes here. The 2023 season, I think that was his last good year that he had. I'd be surprised if he's even a running back 3.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, the only thing he does have on his side, he's got a lot of injuries, but not really a lot of miles, if that makes sense. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good point.
you got that argument for him.
Yeah,
So, like, I'm not afraid of like taking him in like a best ball or something like that late, just to just something. Like, if something
yeah,
happens to Genty, maybe he does have a burst.
right.
But yeah, I mean, that's the only argument I'll say.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely can see that because the third guy on here is Amir White. He had a clear opportunity at one point, did absolutely nothing with it. 2.8 yards per carry. We like Zamir White.
Yeah, I
What the
did.
hell happened?
Yeah, I fell into the trap.
I did too. I mean, I shouldn't say we fell into the trap. We had some shares, but like
Mhm.
I was excited. I was like,
I was
finally
too.
this gets an opportunity and just did absolutely nothing, fell on his face. I think his best days are gone.
Yep, I steamed them up coming out too. I remember when we broke down his film. I liked them. I was all about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I get that was one I got burned on.
Let's get into the LA Chargers real quick. So Amari and Hampton, he's obviously the clear cut. He's going to be the starter. He was going to be the starter even if Najee. I truly believe they drafted him 22 overall. He's a mega producer. North Carolina in 2023 ran for 1,500 yards. In 24, he ran for 1,600 yards, had 33 touchdowns in them 2 years. He can catch the ball, 67 receptions within them 2 years. He's a bigger back, and I think he's going to fit this Harbaugh, Greg Roman offense to a T. He's running back 2 in the class for me and remains the running back 2. Now, they did lose Rashawn Slater, so which is kind of tough. I've been drafting a ton of Hampton in best ball because I'm like, hey, something's wrong with Najee. Like I
Yeah,
posted in the Discord about his eye. He had the helmet on and like something on his eye or whatever. Like this eye is a big deal. So I was like, man, a bell cow, Harbaugh offense, but Rashawn Slater, this really does hurt. This hurts the whole LA Chargers team this year.
yeah. Is he out for the year?
Yep.
I remember I got the alert and showed it to you yesterday,
Yeah.
but I couldn't remember what
Yep.
the diagnosis was. But
He's out. I believe he tore his Achilles. If anybody's in here that can call, I'm pretty sure he tore his Achilles.
yeah, like I said, I remember yesterday showing you the alert, but of course I can't remember
Mhm.
what I ate for breakfast. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a huge blow. And like you said, I mean, it was wheels up for Hampton because with Najee, it's hard to tell if he'll even play football again.
I know. I know. I,
So
I I hate to say it, like, used to be a Steeler, but like, yeah, I know it's crazy.
scary stuff.
We'll touch on him real quick. He's there on a 1 year deal. He does fit the system well, but and he could have been the thorn a little bit. I feel like in the side, but I still feel like Amari and Hampton's too talented that would have took over. But yeah,
Yeah.
if anybody doesn't know, had this firework incident, no timetable for him to return, and he's been walking around with a helmet and a vest, and nobody's seen this damn eye, dude. Like nobody, nobody's seen it.
Nobody has a picture of it or nothing. I haven't seen a picture of his face.
No, no, and
He could be
like
missing half his face.
no TMZ at the airport, like following up. We've seen
Nothing.
nothing. So
I
it's
don't know. It's weird.
dude, it's real alarming. Like you said, does he ever even play football again? I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
Definitely not.
So now we have a rookie that's going to start. We have a guy on a 1 year deal that has one eye, possibly. So now we need to try to find the handcuff. And could it be Kamani Vidal, who really struggled last year? Bad in pass pro, wasn't great between the tackles, but he looked pretty good week 1 in preseason. He came out, believe scored 2 touchdowns. So could it be Vidal or the next guy on the list, Raheem Sanders? He's undrafted out of South Carolina. missed all of his junior season with injuries, won SEC Comeback Player of the Year. In 2022 in Arkansas, he ran for 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns. He's a bigger back that is fast, 217 pounds, ran a 4.46 40. So maybe even next year he's a handcuff to Amari and Hampton. I was really surprised that he was undrafted, to be honest.
Yeah, I was too. I thought he, had good traits. I
Yeah,
mean, I definitely thought like, fourth, fifth, probably more like fifth, sixth, but yeah, it was
yeah,
surprising to see him drop.
yeah, I was too. I was too. Let's jump into the Miami backfield. Devon Achane is so his rookie year was very efficient with 7.8 yards per carry, 78 receptions last year, which led the NFL. So Jonnu Smith is now a Steeler with his departure. That leaves behind 111 targets. So we know we need a healthy Tua. Without Tua, Achane averaged 2.3 targets per game. With Tua, he averaged 6.6 per game. So could Achane be that back that really ascends forward? Could he have 100 uh, reception year? Is that possible?
Yeah, why not? I definitely think his wheels up for Achan, another running back we'll get to, but yeah, this Miami Dolphins, it's all going to rely on Tua. And like you hate to say that, but
Yeah,
it's I
it is.
think Achan relies on Tua. Like we're not, and it's
Yeah.
it's it's about as reliable as a gas station burrito. Uh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love Achan. I think he's a
I
great, I think he's a great asset to have right now. If you have him, I think he's almost unattainable if you don't have him. But it's just, I just hate that you're relying on Tua.
I think Mike McDaniels is on the hot seat.
I do too. And whether it's his fault or not,
What I don't understand is you even look into the draft. They draft Quinn Ewers,
yeah,
and I just think he doesn't fit the offense well. Like, dude, he did not fit Texas at all. Like, I people can say what they want, but like he doesn't have a strong arm. He had Matthew Golden, who's a 4.2 runner, Isaiah Bond, who's a 4.3 guy. Adonai Mitchell was a low 4.3 guy. And Xavier Worthy broke the 40 record with like what was it, a 4.22?
yeah, something like that.
So like the fastest guy to ever run a 40, and you have a guy that can't throw the ball 40 yards down the field. Like I
Yeah,
don't get it. I
I would
don't
have
get it.
loved to see them draft Milrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would have been the perfect spot.
I think it would have too. And I think I I really think that with Tua, how accurate he is, that really could have helped Milrow take them steps forward. Like give
Yep.
it 2 years and then you have the wheels. And there's kind of weird news with Tyreek Hill going on there too. Like McDaniels was kind of like not really throwing him under the bus, but just kind of saying shit, and it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Something to keep
Yeah.
an eye on is Tyreek Hill gone.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there was that whole thing, not to get too far off the rails. There's a whole thing where, like, I saw on Twitter where McLaurin and Hill they were discussing a 1-for-1 trade where the Commanders would throw a little on top, obviously, but I don't think trading Hill's out of the realm of possibilities.
I don't think it is either. And I mean for Miami, like I would like that.
I would too.
I mean, I just Tyreek Hill, and I like Tyreek Hill. He's somebody that relies a lot on athleticism, and not to take anything away from him, but he like streams a lot. Like, how much is he into football now? Like another guy that's always kind of in and out of trouble.
Yep. Father
So
time catches up with everybody.
yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. And especially somebody that relies so much on speed and athleticism.
Yep.
Uh the next guy here, possibly my favorite handcuff, if you so want to call it. I think he even has a role here, and that's Jalen Wright. So my favorite dart throw, Miami trading in this year's draft to move up last year to get Jalen Wright, I think speaks a lot of how much they believe in this guy. I definitely can see him being in that Mostert role where Mostert was 1,000-yard rusher. Now, I think that is his upside. And I don't want to say this too much because we did talk a little bit of Jalen Wright 2 shows ago, but he's a fast player that I think fits the scheme very well. He's very affordable, and I'm like 80% exposure on Jalen Wright. He's actually in fast draft. He's my number one exposure.
Yeah, I like him too. We saw Mostert have that role. Was it last year, the year before? They were both running back ones, I believe.
Points
Uh,
per game wise, I feel like somebody might have missed time. Yeah, it
yeah,
was close, if not.
yeah, but you just saw him and like you said, the vacated targets.
Yep.
Achan's not exactly the biggest back in the world, so
Yeah.
heaven forbid we see Achan go down. But yeah, I think Wright's definitely probably the one of quote unquote handcuff backs.
Yeah, I feel like that too, and I think a lot of people are still on Ollie Gordon. Again, another player they drafted, it doesn't really fit the system. He's a bigger back, he's slower. They took him in the 7th round. He's exact opposite of what they do.
Do you
Didn't
think
really
that's
like the
why they
tape.
took him?
What's that?
Do you think that's why they took him? Like they needed like a pounder, the third
They
and one.
they
You
might, but I feel like Jalen Wright can still do
I
that.
feel like that too. I feel like Wright kind of is like I don't want to say a hybrid, but like I just
Yeah,
I feel like when they took Ollie Gordon, I'm like, okay, like he's gonna be the big back to their,
different.
he's gonna be their mini bus,
Right.
the Ferraris and
Yeah.
so
Yes, it's a slow bus, but I mean it is a bus.
it's a very slow bus.
No, he did okay, and I think he ran like 4.6, like low 4.6s, but I don't know. I just wasn't a big Ollie Gordon fan. Uh, let's talk about New England. Travion Henderson. I feel like Travion Henderson's a very safe player. Now, again, as we mentioned earlier, took a kickoff to the house tonight. See him catch a couple passes. I've been seeing a lot of stuff in training camp. Follow us on TikTok. And subscribe to YouTube. We really, really appreciate it. But yeah, I'll be sharing some Travion Henderson stuff, little clips and everything. But taken in the second round as a freshman, he posted 1,200 yards rushing. Last year, he had over 1,000. He had 7.1 yards per carry with 10 touchdowns and 27 receptions, and that's with Quinshon Judkins. So he's a great pass pro player as well. Catches the ball, has very natural hands, and really good between the tackles. I think the main thing I'm worried about Travion Henderson is just his durability. It's a bit of a concern. He's missed 8 games in 4 years, but Ramondre Stevenson is still there. Ramondre Stevenson's probably going to be the guy week 1 again that they trot out in the field. But Travion Henderson, man, what do you feel about him?
Yeah, he was the one that was given Martin and Hampton. I was like going back and forth between who was my running back
Oh,
2 there.
no.
I don't know if you remember that. I was like, man, I love Henderson. I think he's going to be a great fantasy back. He goes to the New England Patriots. I still think that's a great role. We've seen Stevenson,
Yep.
have some good years there, and obviously that is an ascending offense. I don't think it's you know reached the peak yet. I think
Right.
it's a year or two, and I think this is going to be a slow start for Henderson. Also, I think
Yeah.
I think the buying window is not there yet. So if you missed Henderson in the rookie drafts, I think we could kind of wait. I don't expect him to come out and light it up. Although I said the same thing about Drake May,
Yeah.
and he did. So I mean, they could surprise me, but yeah, this was a running back that I absolutely loved.
Yeah. I really, really like Travion. Even though I was on Dynasty Dog, the Dynasty Dog show, like, it was one of their like guys that they feel like could really ascend into that top role. And I couldn't agree more. Like, I
Yeah.
think there is a world where we come back next year. As much as I love Amari and Hampton, is there a role where like, damn, it's Travion Henderson? I definitely think with his ability to catch the ball and be so fluid, like
Yep.
definitely is, dude. Like definitely is.
Definitely.
Uh, we'll just touch on Ramondre. He's a solid back. Just seemed to never really repeat that 2022 season. Fumbles are a big concern with Ramondre Stevenson, and I think that's why they brought in big competition here. He had 7 last year. and 14th throughout his couple year career. So they could very easily get out of Ramondre Stevenson. He could be that guy that maybe goes somewhere else and tries to establish somewhat of a little bit of a role, but somebody I just don't really have a lot of interest in. And somebody though, if he's on your fantasy team, you probably just ride it out because he's not really worth nothing. I don't even think you get a second for him.
No, I don't think. I think you're right. I think you just kind of just go down with the ship or hope that he maybe they start Henderson out slow
Yeah,
and hope that he maybe has a few good games and you can try to sell for a first or a
yeah,
second, I mean.
yeah, yeah. Or get creative with it, moving for another player you might like. New York Jets, Brees Hall. So contract year for Brees Hall here. Disappointed last year. Could Brees Hall be a holdout? I don't think he will, just for the simple fact that like he's been very transparent throughout just this whole new staff coming in. He's even said like, "Hey, I'm not their guy, so like I got to prove and kind of show everybody." But Brees Hall, he's never ran for over 1,000 yards in a season yet. He's led the team in total touchdowns every year. We know the Jets want to run the ball. Even if he isn't a Jet next year, I do believe he has a ton of talent, and I think he could go somewhere else. And my bold take, kind of like your Jonathan Taylor take, my bold take is Brees Hall is a running back one this year, and I'm all in on Brees Hall. I'm buying him.
Yeah, yeah, I don't hate it. I think Brees Hall has all the talent in the world. It's just the damn Jets.
Oh, I know.
But I mean, if the Jets, I don't want to say if the Jets are smart, but like I'm because I mean, obviously there's a lot that goes on behind closed doors on every NFL team, but like,
Yeah,
they should trade Brees Hall and get, even like a second or something at the trade deadline, second,
right.
third, some I don't know what his value is, but like I just love to see Brees Hall go somewhere else.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
would too.
I
I
could
would.
only imagine him. Obviously, we always know the dream landing spot's the Chiefs, but
Jeez.
like if he could go to the Chiefs or if he could go somewhere and just, oh man,
I think there are a ton of teams that could use him. Like, and I think
absolutely.
he would look great in a lot of different places. Like,
Mhm.
there's Brees Hall is somebody that like a lot of times with these running backs, we're like, damn, whenever they're gone, like, okay, Joe Mixon left Cincinnati. Like, he had a really good year with Houston, but it's like, shit, it could be over. Like, it could be over. But Brees
Yeah.
Hall, he's young enough, he's talented enough. It's not whenever he leaves the Jets, it's not over, like, and I think there's a good chance he is not a Jet just for the simple fact that they made Sauce Gardner the highest paid corner. They made Garrett Wilson like a top 8 paid receiver. So they've been spending money. They haven't been spending it on Brees. So
No, and they seem to really like his backup, which I'm sure we'll get to, but they seem to
yeah,
really like him.
they do. They do. And yeah, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. And it's Braylon Allen, only 21 years old, monster of a player. Again, we're not going to touch too much on Braylon because we just talked about a couple shows ago. But if Brees is moved on from, and maybe Brees is moved on, like, let's just say this: if the Jets before the trade deadline come out and only win a couple games, is there a possibility that they trade him and Braylon Allen becomes a guy? I think that's possible. But we kind of
Yep.
mentioned before with Braylon Allen, we feel like he's capable, but he's kind of replaceable, right?
Mhm.
I kind of feel like that's just how it is with Braylon Allen. Like,
I do too. I think I don't think he's the future. I don't think he's the guy. I don't think he's a league winner. I don't think, I think he can, obviously if Brees Hall goes somewhere, I mean, yeah, he could be a nice running back 2, running back 3,
right.
I think.
I'm gonna ask you real quick. All right. Let's just see how many games we think the Jets can win here to start the season. So what is it? Week 1, September 7th. They have the Steelers. I think it's a winnable game, but I do think it's tough for them. You want to give them a win?
Uh, man, I think Aaron Rodgers I think that's gonna be a loss. I
I think
think
that's a
Aaron
loss.
Rodgers is gonna be pumped up.
Okay, so they're 0-1. Buffalo Bills 0-2.
Oh, 0-2, yep.
Okay. Buccaneers. I think that's doable with Wirfs out.
Yep. Yep,
Okay,
I think that's doable. Yeah, we'll give it to him.
1 and 2, the Miami Dolphins. Mm,
That's really tough.
uh, 2 and you wanna make them 2 and 2?
Yeah, we'll just make them 2 and 2 just for
We'll
the
make
sake.
them 2 yeah, we'll
Yep.
make them 2 and 2. The Cowboys.
I think that's a loss.
I do too. So 2 and 3. The Broncos.
I think that's a loss.
I do too. 2 and 4. The Panthers.
Oof.
They might
I
win.
They might win that one.
And then that's
That's
gotta be
still a
real
tough fight.
that's gotta be close to the deadline. I can't see right how many games that is, but
Yeah,
I mean, I think that kinda tells us a bit of like, they come out and they win 3 games and they get to the deadline.
exactly.
You know, maybe they do move on from Brees, so
I mean, you might as well get something for him. I mean, like I
yeah,
said, I know there's a lot that goes on behind closed doors that like we don't all know about. And there's a business side and everything, but like I mean, we all play Dynasty. We know you might as well just get something for him.
right,
Yeah. So,
right.
it's more than just you know a name on a paper to an NFL team.
Yep. And I think with with Braylon Allen, I will hold on to him in case that does happen. I think after the deadline, if you want to move him, you can use him for another piece. Okay.
Yep.
Isaiah Davis, we'll just touch on him real quick. So, 5th round pick out of South Dakota State, special teams guy, but he has been getting some more looks here in camp. Allen is dealing with a bit of a knee injury, so he got a little opportunity when Hall was down last year towards the end of the season, and I thought he looked good. He's a guy that's basically free, and he might even be on your waiver wire. I definitely think he's worth a stash in deeper leagues.
Yeah.
Let's go to Pittsburgh real quick. So Caleb Johnson, bigger back, goes 3rd round. Great production at Iowa last year, over 1,500 yards. Strong, good vision. He's only ever done this 1 year though, Muss. So Iowa had arguably the best offensive line last year. He doesn't have great hands, a solid player, but being compared to Le'Veon Bell, and I think that's a big mistake to compare him to Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's an all right back. I mean, I don't have anything,
I don't have
really.
anything bad. I just
No.
Le'Veon Bell was such a prolific, like he
Right,
just,
right. It's like
he's
comparing somebody to Tyree. It's like
yeah,
comparing Matthew Golden to Tyreek Hill. Like
exact.
nothing against Matthew Golden, but I don't think
No,
he's Tyreek Hill.
no, like these guys are like once in 10, 15 years. Like
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell, Le'Veon Bell changed a lot coming out of college. Like, remember his running style where he would wait for
Mhm.
lanes? I've never seen a running back so patient. Like, guy had unbelievable patience. He was just so cool, calm, and collected. I don't think I don't think he's near the pass catcher. And I just
Yeah.
as much as I think he's good behind the line, he's good at seeing lanes, he's just not that.
Yeah.
Uh
I agree.
Jalen Warren, so I do think he'll start the season as a guy. He's just not an every down back. He was kind of they tried to kind of grant him that role last year. We seen he's just a 3rd down back, and he's going to hold some value. Probably a borderline running back 2, running back 3. He's a nice player. But nothing special. I just don't ever see him being a bell cow guy. I remember when they kind of gave him more of a role. He had fumbles and just he's just kind of that efficient, like get him 10 to 15 touches, maybe 10 carries and 5 catches.
Yeah, I like his attitude. I like his play style, but yeah, I'm rooting for him, but I just don't think it's him.
Right. Same here. Let's jump into the last team here, and that's Tennessee. So Tony Pollard, he looked great in Dallas. He had the fractured fibula in the division game in 2022. 23, he just didn't completely look the same. Goes here with no quarterback in Tennessee, and he still plays pretty decent. Big upgrades to the line. Skoronsky and Latham are both 1st round picks, and I like Zeitler coming in. He is only one of 10 backs that played at least 60% of the team snaps at running back last year. And this is from Jeremy from FTN. He had a really nice chart that if you follow me on X, I did retweet that. So only one of 10 backs to do that. Pretty impressive. And the Titans do have a strong defense. So I think Tony Pollard's a nice best ball later round guy. How do you feel about Tony Pollard?
Yeah, I think Pollard's a great, like, if you're middle of the road type of contender, he's a guy that I'm like shipping seconds,
Yeah, yeah,
I think he's gonna be a great running back, two-ish, you know.
yep,
Yeah, but I mean that line, they've been really working to upgrade that line.
yeah, and they have
And
Cam Ward now.
yeah, we got Cam Ward now, and like you said, the defense isn't terrible. So like I think
Yeah.
they're gonna be in games, and I think Tony Pollard's gonna get some work.
I feel like I feel like the Titans, shout out to Shara who's been just doing tremendous things over to Discord. Shout out to you, Tashera. You've been doing
Mhm.
awesome. He posted a chart about some teams that could take steps forward, right?
Yeah.
Tennessee is my number one team that I think is going to surprise a lot of people this year. I think the defense, the line, Cam Ward's attitude, like it just feels really good with Tennessee, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's I don't think they're gonna go out and win the Super Bowl, but yeah, they're definitely
No.
gonna win a heck of a lot more games. I mean, they could be like the Commanders, like, where they come out of nowhere and just
Yeah.
start surprising some teams. The Broncos with Bo Nix,
Yep.
like,
The
you know,
Texans, whenever CJ Stroud was a rookie, like kind of
right.
came out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel the same way. And we're going to talk about the handcuff here, and that's Tajay Spears. So I love the talent, but Tajay Spears cannot stay healthy. Only played 12 games last year. That was his problem throughout college. 2 ACL tears in college. I felt good enough when he was drafted in the 3rd round. When Tennessee did it, I was like, okay, you now have permission to take Tajay Spears in the 2nd round of your rookie drafts. And unfortunately for me, I even took him into first in one of my leagues. So he
Yeah.
could establish himself a pass catching role, and he's looked great in camp. I do think if Tajay stays healthy, it might limit Pollard's ceiling a little bit, because did he have 60% snap share because Tajay couldn't stay healthy and they really didn't have anybody? But this is kind of make or break for Tajay Spears even being a handcuff. But he is a hell of a player. We just need him on the field.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I like the talent, just can't
Yeah.
stay on the field.
Nope. So that's gonna do it for this AFC backfield breakdown. So we've been talking a ton of running backs. Next week we're gonna do the NFC backfield breakdown. So we can kind of decipher all that. We're gonna get some more preseason games, kind of see where people are going and what they're doing. We'll touch on that as well. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you haven't, follow us on YouTube, on TikTok. I did open a couple different Facebook pages. We're going to try to get streams over there as well. So I'm not real technical with this stuff, but we'll figure it out, and
I'll give her
really,
hell.
really appreciate everybody's love. So please like, subscribe, follow. You can follow us on the podcast. We posting this in a couple days on podcast form as well. So Muscles, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll see you guys next time on the Fantasy Football Power Hour.
See ya.
Yo, welcome to the Power Hour.